Hello everybody, welcome to Jargus Ranger Reviews. This time we were looking at the 14th episode of Dino Supercharge, Silver Secret. Not to be confused with the Silver Secret from Power Rangers in Space. So I start off with Shelby getting excited for auditions to be a new singer for the NZ Boys. Yeah, you remember that band from way back? So apparently Chase knows them when they went to New Zealand, sometime back in a while. During the summer. And of course their auditions will be done at the Dynamite Cafe, because that's where everything takes place. Of course Shelby bumps into the lead singer and just gets some sort of, I guess it was chocolatey like thing on his clothes, and of course she gets embarrassed. And Tyler of course sees how much he's excited over this person, and he's getting jealous at it, so he thinks he'll go to the auditions too, but he's got a lot of stage fright. So Chase tries to help him out by taking him outside for singing on a banana. The only audience is a random dog. Now a bit funny thing at Coda's here that, Shelby knows how to sing and he starts humming her little Triceratops song. Till Shelby just pushes him away. That was just funny. Yeah, so good thing that wasn't just a one-off episode. That's actually being brought up. Well, this time as a joke instead of something more integral to the plot. So that's our mini-story. The main story is they get a distress call from the Silver Ranger. However, the Rangers are, and he is on Earth, but the Rangers are hesitant about helping him when they find him. Because, the Arcanon and his villains took over with the Zords because they gave him all their information. And so he tries giving them, all the charges back, except for the Titanosaur. Only problem is, Tyler and Riley point out that he did make a 10th one, so they get suspicious. Which points he laughs and he turns into Doomwing, and he just taunts the Rangers. But then he becomes pretty much a white version of himself called Xenowing, and he's the true Silver Ranger. But Arcanon did something that forced them to share a body, and he becomes a Silver Ranger by using the Energem inside of Doomwing's sword. So that's just great, so they fight him to a standstill, and eventually he runs off. And so in the lab they're trying to figure out a way to separate Doomwing and Xenowing from being the Silver Ranger together. And eventually they come up with this machine where they have to put it in several spaces and then get Doomwing in the middle and zap him while he's changing. And while they're doing that, you hear weird noises. Shelby's trying to force herself to sing in just a couple of hours. And Kendo actually helps her. She says, "You don't need a book, you need me," because she has experience. And she even seems excited at this, so for once you see her in a role besides her serious self, a little bit looser. Gives her a little more personality. Because really, her started to just fade off, aside from just having the sciencey answers after she became the Purple Ranger. Speaking of the auditions, Shelby goes on first, and she does pretty damn well. She had a good singing voice. Whether it's really her actor singing or a really good lip singer, I really don't know. And I'm not gonna bother looking it up. But Tyler goes up and tries it, and he's not so lucky. He stumbles and fumbles. And Batman says, "You sure you're up for this?" But then Shelby just jumps right back on stage, saying we're better as a duet. And she's the best way to get with stage frights. Imagine a pineapples. So he loosens up a little and they sing it together. And they do a really good performance together. He said to let them know about the results because, other auditions. But then they go to lure out Doomwing. Oh, and by the way they figure out to lure him out is they put a listening device on Tyler's morpher or communicator. But Tyler noticed it right away, and so he just put it by some running water when they were in the base, so they had no way of hearing their conversation. They thought they were outside near a lake or something. So they find an open area, and he just acts so terribly, just reading off some boards about looking for Doomwing outside. So yeah, Doomwing attacks him, and as a Silver Ranger, he's pretty strong, forcing Tyler to his knees. But then they zap him in the device, and they get split into two halves. So Xenowing is took off to the side, and right away, Arcanon Magna beams him. And the fight goes a little bit differently. First they call in all their Zords, and they just shoot an array of beams at him once. And then it becomes the Dino Charge Ultra Zord. except it has a different finishing move this time. Instead this time, it splits off in half of it, to where it is just one giant cannon, and is powered by the other Zords giving energy into it, and it just shoots one big multicolored beam at him, and defeats Doomwing. But unfortunately for the Rangers, he's only defeated. He runs back to the prison ship, and Arcanon says he's pretty much useless because he's evil and the Energem won't work on him since Xenowing's not in the body anymore. Yes, he did not lose the Energem yet. It's still inside his sword. He even tries to prove them wrong by morphing, but it don't work, and they laugh it off. Though he still believes he can still fight for him even without being able to morph. So in the command center, they basically say the same thing, that the Energem is embedded in his sword. But you know, they could still weaponize it like Sledge did with the red Energem. I mean, I was able to blast Heckle all the way into a cell across the ship. So it's not like they're safe just from the fact that they can't use it as a morpher. But on a more relaxed note, audition results, Shelby and Tyler did not get in because they needed only one person, and they did best as the duet. Now that's okay, because they're a bit closer now, and Shelby says what she really minded about Tyler was his courage, because he was the first to confront Doomwing as a Silver Ranger about what happened with the Chargers when he got the Zord data. He's the one that went to go on stage when he was not prepared at all, and he's the one that went to fight alone against Doomwing to separate him. So he's the Red Ranger, of course he's courageous. So here they look like they're about to kiss, but Coda just pops up. So the episode ends fading out while they just hold hands and walk off. So yeah, I don't know why we can't see any more kissing in Power Rangers when people become a couple. I mean hell, it happened in the first season in the middle of it with Tommy and Kimberly. It's like they're afraid to show that they have feelings or something. But yeah, that's that. We still have a handful of episodes to showcase that further. So assuming now the next episode is going to be trying to get the Silver Energem back. Pretty much this episode was really pretty good. Mainly because we finally got to see the Silver Ranger in action, if only for a little bit. But also, it didn't conclude his arc because now they made it a bit more complicated and even gave the enemies a potentially greater power. And the Rangers can't track them down yet. But more importantly, the thing that I ended up being more interested in from the ending of this is Tyler and Shelby's relationship is finally growing. I mean, they've dropped little hints here and there that they were liking each other, but they finally just flat out and said it. Yeah, they're a thing now. So I hope that just doesn't get pushed to the background and it actually takes and is actually shown pretty seriously for a few times in the coming episodes, because it would really be a breath of fresh air to see. Anyways, this is Jargus here. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, let the power protect you.